Good evening. Um, so, second part in series. Today we're going to do upper body workout. So, the aim of this is you're going to use what I call prison style training. It's a kind of training where you don't have access to anything except your knowledge and the technique and a little bit of space. So I'm using the space I'm using is not the biggest. So, but the aim is to make sure that you use your body as a means of training to get a very effective workout. So we're going to work on the upper body. Please, the intention is to focus on the technique and the form. Do not try to rush it. Just focus on the technique and the form at which you perform each exercise. So, for every time you make a motion, which in this case we're going to do press ups. I'm going to do different types of press ups. Some you may not have been used to. It's something I've been doing over a number of years. So you focus on the technique by making sure that for every time you apply an effort, you count 1, 2, 3 on the way. Slow, and then back up real quick. And then slowly go down 1, 2, 3, and then back up real quick. So for every time you're doing each motion, every time you're using the applying pressure, you do it slow. Focus on the technique. First and foremost, we're now going to start by warming up. For those who are not of the predisposition to be able to do the exercise, you can do your full set of exercises using the same warm-up technique. Albeit with the warm-up, we're going to do it faster. When we get into the exercise, we're going to do it slower. Okay? So please bear with me. And then we go. So look at my leg. It's going to be like that for the push-ups. For those who have not got the strength to do the full push-up. So it's sort of like a half push-up. I'm going to warm up going like this. Yeah, and then you're going to go down like that. Okay? So I'm going to do it real quick. Okay? We go. At the top, we stretch. And then for every time you stretch, you can rest for 1 minute. Or maybe even 30 seconds, because all we're doing is warming up really. So it's just to get the blood flowing. But if where you're staying is nice and warm, if it's cold, you can stretch, you rest for 1 minute, and what am I saying? If it is if you're nice and warm, yeah, just do the motion, rest for about 30 seconds. We'll get into it again just to warm up. We'll do some core stuff as well at the end of it. But today we're just working the upper body. For every time I'm stretching, I'm counting to 10. This is just something I've always done. This stretches the triceps. And then build the chest. I would normally stand up and do it on a wall. But yeah, you get the drift. Yeah. So now we're going to get into the groove and get the workout going. Let's go. So the first session, so I've got a mat, helps with grip. So, like I said, we're going to focus on technique, yeah? Try not to cheat. This, for me, is the perfect way to do quality push-ups. And I believe for those in the know will agree with me. Don't rush it. You know, feel it, every motion. So follow me. You can watch how I do the first rep, and then we can get into it, okay? Here we go. I'm doing a full set this time. Hands are sort of shoulder width apart, yeah? There we go. Focus on quality. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15. We'll rest for about, give or take, 2 minutes or 1:30. 1 minute or 2 minutes. 1:30 to 2 minutes. Okay? You can stretch while you're doing it. While you're waiting. Back. Stretches the chest. This just make sure your wrists are not too stressed. Usually I'll do this before I start because your wrist does take a lot of impact from doing the push-ups. And if you generally have stressed wrist, then the other best way to do it is fist clenching and push up that way. That way, you know, it just keeps your fist and wrist stable. Trust me, if this is not strong, just do it like this and focus on doing the push-up like that. I know it's a martial arts style, but it's the best way. 1 more minute left. As with everything, we'll do 2 sets today. Usually I will aim for 3, But because I haven't trained for quite a while, so after having had coronavirus myself, so just trying to get back into fitness. But don't worry if you can only master 10, just focus on very slow movement, very controlled. Don't just be swinging up and down like you see a lot of people doing push-ups. That's not a proper push-up. A proper push-up, you do it gently, nice and slow. You feel everything all the way down and drive back up. So I'm gonna get into it now. That's what you call a proper quality push-ups. Okay, we're going to aim for another 15. If you can. If you can do 20, more power to you. Do it. Let's go. Arms width apart and slowly into the push-ups. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, hold, 15, feels good, yeah. So, stretch a bit or just loosen your wrist. The next one will work your upper chest and your shoulders. Trust me. Same, rest for 2 minutes. The next one works your upper chest and your shoulder. If you do it well and slowly with controlled movements, you will feel you've done a proper session. Believe me on that. You don't need any tools, no weights. And my reason being, your body moves naturally every time you're moving. Whereas when you use machines, it forces your body into moving as to what the machine wants you to do. It's my way. I've been doing this for years. I don't use weights. So it's just the way I work. If you like it, I think you'll find it good. So resting for 2 minutes. And I'm not sure how this will work, but I think we do it like this. The next one is a little bit more harder. So if you can only do 3, 2, if you can only do 3, cool. If you can do 5, cool. If you can do 15, good. If you can do 10, fine. Just make sure it's quality. Your hands must be like this, or at the very most shoulder width apart, which is here. So sometimes I go this close, but I'll say I feel. There we go. your feet, you can keep apart or as close as possible, depends on what works for you and how comfortable. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Also, make sure for every time you're doing every exercise, you breathe. So we rest for 2 minutes. Okay? Whenever you're doing your exercise, breathe. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. If you're straining, you could pull a muscle or just cause injury to yourself. Keep breathing. Breathe into it and control the movement. It helps you. We're going to do 2 sets. You can stretch. For the 5 seconds left. I will show you another way in which you can stretch when I finish. To stretch your chest. You put your hands on the wall and just push into it. It stretches the delt, the shoulders, and the chest. Almost done. 15 seconds left. Ready to go. We got it. Okay. So, just so you can see. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. All done. Nice and easy. So, now another 2 minutes of resting. And then the next one is a knockout. I always save the best for last. So, with the next one, if I can do just one, yeah, or 2, it's just something I created over time. If you can do just 1 or 2, or if you can manage to do 10, give it a go. It's nice. Hopefully you'll be able to see me very well. It's a very good, it's something I invented some maybe 10 years ago. It looks a bit weird, it looks a bit crazy, but trust me, you'll love it. We have 45 more seconds left. So as I said, the next one, if you can do 3, if you can do 5, if you can do 10, if you can do 20, all good. Just do it and do it with good precision. Hopefully, let me set this properly so you can see what I'm doing, because it's important to see what I'm doing properly so that you do it properly. So, okay, I think we're almost good to go. So, generally, I place my hands. This is very hard. So, generally, I place my hands, as you can see, like so, as much as possible. You have to be comfortable with it. So first I would suggest maybe try with 2. I'm used to doing this. So try with 2 and see how you get on with it. It's a very good way to work, to make sure that, in as much as when you're doing your push-ups, you could be cheating and using pressure on one hand than the other. But this way, you sort of isolate and focus on each arm and each chest. Ready? Let's go. Six. Let me catch my breath a bit. So we rest for 2 minutes. Whew. Yeah, 2 minutes. You can stretch if you want, just to stretch it out. Or just shake your hands like so. Or and the other hands like that. You can do it 10 times each way. Yeah, just to make sure that this is just nice and supple. Because this takes a lot of pressure during push-ups. This is not scientific. I've invested a lot of time in doing calisthenics style training, which I believe is something anyone can do anywhere, and you can do for as old as you like, for as long as you want. As you probably agree with me by the end of this, if you followed it properly, you find that you feel sore. You feel like you've done a proper workout and you're sweating without using a single piece of machinery or any piece of weight. I've got weights. I don't use them anymore. I focus on body weight exercises. So, we have 10 more seconds. And we're good. I hope that was 2 minutes. We go. Same thing again. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, Rest for 2 minutes. Don't worry, we have an icing on the cake. I like to do the next step or the next session. You can do only one set for the next routine we're going to do. I like to do it. Please, also, this next one we're about to do, where possible, if you have a mat, would be the most ideal. Otherwise, if you have a carpet, which is supple enough, to protect your wrists. The next one takes a lot of stress, puts a lot of stress on the wrist. You don't have to do it as well. I like to do it because in as much as I train, trying to do slow, methodical steps, sometimes I had a little bit of explosive movement into what I do. This next one is just like, a little bit of a extra spice on top of things. It's very hard, but it's fun. And then that's it once we're done with this. But I'll make sure that we rest for 2 minutes. Whew. Or if you want an extra time, rest for 3 minutes. But I'll get going in 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Blast off. So we're gonna have a bit of extra icing on top of the cake. Okay. Here we go. And that's it. So now, I've lost a bit of fitness, but happens to us all. So now we're gonna do some core work, some core stuff. And just to wrap it up, then we good. You can do your regular core work if you want, or feel free to follow me. So this one, every time I do it, I try to rest for every session. I try to rest for 30 seconds. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You can do your own thing. And where possible, between 12 or 15 reps and rest for 30 seconds interval. So I'm going to keep an eye on the timing. Here we go. Sit-ups. Oh, 30 seconds. Yeah. So, when I'm doing this, you also make sure it's controlled. But if you're going to stop, you stop at the top of the movement. And when you hit the deck, you go right back up and hold. So you make sure that you hold at the top for about a second or two, drop back down and immediately back up, hold at the top for a second or two, right back, drop back down, right back up, hold at the top for a second or two. And that's what I keep doing. And make sure every time you're doing it, everything is controlled. Oh, sugar. Let's go. Oh, yeah. So, and that's it, pretty much. Um, yes, just a little. Hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for following me on the journey. Um, the reason why I'm doing this video is one, I think at this very difficult time, we're all going through the same kind of issues, the same sort of concerns, and while staying at home because we spend less time moving. Um, I think for physical well-being, we try to help each other. And for mental well-being, being physically active helps us at this very difficult time, especially for those who live alone or for those who are living with other people. Sweating a bit, doing something helps in its own little way. So thanks for following me on this journey. Please, this is nothing to do with ego or trying to prove I know something that others don't know. I always follow other people as well. So this is just about spreading the love. That's what it's all about for me. Okay? So stay safe, be healthy, and God be with us all through this very difficult time. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.